This word, written like this, has a funny pronunciation. Although when we Romanize this word in English, we spell it J-E-N, it's pronounced Ryan. Sort of like rolling an R, or rather saying R but not rolling it. And this word is the cardinal virtue in the whole system of Confucian morality. It's usually translated human-heartedness or humanness. But when Confucius was asked to give a precise definition of it, he refused. He said, you have to feel the meaning of this virtue. You must never put it into words. And the wisdom of his attitude about not defining Yang is simply this, that a human being is always greater than anything he can say about himself and anything he can think about himself. If we formulate ideas about our own nature, about how our own minds and emotions work, those ideas are always going to be qualitatively inferior, that is to say, far less complicated, far less alive than the actual author of the ideas themselves, and that is us. So there's something about ourselves which we can never get at, which we can never define, in just the same way that you can't bite your own teeth, you can't, without the aid of a mirror, look into your own eyes, you can't hear your own ears, and you can't make your own hand catch hold of itself. So that you must basically trust this. Confucius would say he would rather trust human passions and instincts than he would sometimes trust human ideas about what is right. For example, when people go to war, they very often go to war about who has the right ideology, who has the right of this particular dispute and who has the wrong of it. And because there can be no agreement, no compromise between principles of right and wrong, ideological wars generally tend to be vastly destructive. On the other hand, when we go to war for simple, ordinary greed, because I am greedy of another people, of another nation, I want to carry off their goods, I want to carry off their women, I will at least be sure in going to war with them that I don't destroy the thing I want to possess. And so, if we are then bound to trust our own nature, this attitude of hands-off, of not interfering with oneself beyond a certain point, is called, again in Lao Tzu's Taoist philosophy, this: Wu Wei. This character means no, not, or don't. And it's said to have been originally based on a picture of bunches of grass tied together like this, indicating that a certain area is taboo. You mustn't step on this area. The ground is sacred. So don't, keep off, is its meaning. And it's possible that this was originally a drawing of a hand over a bird. Like this. So the meaning of this is grasping a bird. The whole idea is don't grasp the bird. In other words, don't clutch at what is living. If, for instance, you, like sometimes little children, pick up a kitten, and they're so eager to hold the kitten, they squeeze it tightly, and the kitty says, "Yeah, yeah," and scratches the child all over the place. It's because he is loving it, he is grasping it too tightly. And so, in the same way, we have to allow all living things to let go and manage themselves. Look, supposing if in drawing, I wanted to be absolutely certain that my hand didn't go away from a line, And oh, I began to get anxious. Is it going to go straight? And so let's bring in this hand to hold on to it. Oh, and let's send this one straight. But now how can I be sure my left hand's going to stay still? Maybe the right one will have to catch hold of it. Oh, and then we're in a total mess. But you see, we in the West